Welcome back to Crypto Lion. There's news circulating that Twitter is considering adding Bitcoin to its company reserves. You might find this surprising, but while we're at it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. This shouldn't really be news to us, as we've seen a great deal of Bitcoin investors and influencers with massive amounts of followers revealing most of their activities in cryptocurrencies on Twitter, among which are Elon Musk, whose most recent tweet is about admitting that Bitcoin and Ethereum prices seem too high as crypto assets hit record all-time highs, and Lindsay Lohan, who tweeted Bitcoin to the moon, among others. Since the time Bitcoin and various other cryptocurrencies began seeing a rise in value a few months ago, an extraordinary number of influential people began getting on board with the digital currency trend. As of late, well-known individuals like KISS frontman Gene Simmons, the resigned American rapper Logic, hit record maker Murda Beats, and Game of Thrones actress Maisie Williams have all been discussing cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. In recent months, major firms like MicroStrategy started to invest in Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation and a devaluation in the US dollar. Most notably, Fortune 500 firm Tesla announced that it has put $1.5 billion into Bitcoin, reported Coindesk.com. From that, we can easily deduce that it's owing to Bitcoin's bullish performance, which made all of them go into the crypto, as nobody wants to be left behind. And now Twitter itself seems to be finally considering adding Bitcoin to its reserves. According to a report from Coindesk.com, Twitter's chief financial officer, leading the company's traditional finance functions along with corporate development and business development, told CNBC's Squawk Box that the social media giant is also looking at payment options involving the top cryptocurrency. He said, "We've done a lot of the upfront thinking to consider how we might pay employees should they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, how we might pay a vendor if they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, and whether we need to have Bitcoin on our balance sheet." And he also added that the team watches closely what other companies do to see what can be learned from them. Siegel's comments are perhaps not surprising. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is a noted advocate of Bitcoin, having brought in a buying and selling service for the cryptocurrency at Square, which he also heads. He also set up Square Crypto, a small team dedicated to supporting Bitcoin development. Likewise, it was made known from the same source that Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey is further supporting Bitcoin with the launch of his own node. That is, software that helps validate transactions and blocks on the network. He shared an image on Twitter showing the node in the action of synchronizing with the Bitcoin blockchain. He said simply, "running #Bitcoin." The node will mean Dorsey has a hand in processing Bitcoin transactions and recording them in encrypted blocks of data. Nodes are vital to keeping the Bitcoin network running. Last February, he had Twitter launch a branded hashtag for Bitcoin, meaning #Bitcoin in tweets produced the iconic Bitcoin logo. Jack Dorsey founded Twitter with Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams in 2006, which grew rapidly in popularity. By 2012, the social media outlet had 140 million active users and averaged 340 million tweets a day, and in 2018, that number reached 321 million monthly users. In 2010, Dorsey and Jim McKelvey launched Square Inc., a mobile payments company mostly targeting retail services. The first product they offered was the ability to link credit cards to phones via a payment device that attaches to a device's audio jack. In 2014, Dorsey announced that the Square mobile payment company would integrate payments in Bitcoin through its app, and argued that all payment types should be accepted in order to reach all businesses and sellers. In 2015, Square rolled out Cash App, formerly Square Cash, an app that allows users to transfer money to one another using their phones. The app added a feature that allowed users to buy and sell Bitcoin in 2018. In 2019, Dorsey announced that he would hire developers to work on Square's Bitcoin and crypto endeavors. He notably said the developers will report directly to him and offer to pay them in Bitcoin. This chart shows Bitcoin being pushed into the mid-50,000 area, and hence those who are patient enough to make and follow a good plan have the possibility of getting Bitcoin to hit 100,000. Back to Elon Musk admitting that Bitcoin seems high as the crypto asset hits record highs. Based on what was reported by Business Insider, it was said that Bitcoin smashed through the $55,000 level, bringing the crypto's market cap to more than $1 trillion. Its latest rally has largely been attributed to Tesla's $1.5 billion purchase of Bitcoin, sending it up 16% on the day. Musk's comment was in reply to Peter Schiff, a well-known crypto skeptic and gold bug, who claimed that gold was a better asset allocation than Bitcoin or fiat currency. Schiff was quoting Musk's tweet that Bitcoin was a less dumb version of cash. When fiat currency has negative real interest, only a fool wouldn't look elsewhere, Musk tweeted on February 19th. Bitcoin is almost as BS as fiat money. The keyword is almost. But Musk responded to the veteran stockbroker claiming that an email saying you have gold is not the same as having gold. You might as well have crypto. Money is just data that allows us to avoid the inconvenience of barter. An hour later, Musk followed up with a post saying, "That said, Bitcoin and Ethereum do seem high." Throughout much of 2020, the Bitcoin rally has been dominated by a narrative focused on institutional investors allocating large amounts of capital to the cryptocurrency, including Stanley Druckenmiller and Guggenheim's Scott Minerd. But near record levels of Twitter activity is one signal that retail Bitcoin investors are not being left behind. There's been a lot of talk that Bitcoin's latest bull run is fueled by Wall Street jumping on board. But if yesterday is any indication, it's the everyman who's fueling the conversation, specifically on Twitter, says Aubrey Strobel, communications director for Bitcoin reward startup Lolli. According to Coindesk.com, it was said that Bitcoin broke briefly above a key resistance level at $56,000 on Friday, while Ether is slowly catching up to Bitcoin's gains. Some are attributing the astonishing rise of Bitcoin's price, including a short time above $56,000, to the tremendous demand from buyers looking to hedge against inflation. Through the insatiable buy-side pressure from exchange-traded fund issuers, closed-end funds, and large public corporations adding Bitcoin to their positions, demand is massively outstripping supply, said John Willock, chief executive at digital asset exchange Blockchain. I feel confident that we won't see a massive crash like post-2017. The first publicly traded Bitcoin ETF in North America, managed by Canada-based Purpose Investments, saw an impressive $165 million worth trading volume on its first day of trading, well above a typical day one for a Canadian ETF. Yet there are still several psychological barriers for Bitcoin to break, even as it passed a key milestone of $1 trillion in market cap. While the 10-figure market cap potentially makes Bitcoin go from a magic internet money meme into a largely recognized investment asset, it also poses some psychological challenges to some buyers, who may sell some Bitcoin for profit-taking. This chart shows an extensive analysis as to why it should be assumed that Bitcoin won't stop at the recently broken 50,000 mark. It might make you wonder, really, especially about those who wish they bought into Bitcoin back when it was $100, or even those who will always live in regret having never bought it as no price was good enough for them, and they will continue watching it as it rises and rises. The timeline is pretty clear. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you can get updates whenever we post a new video. But by considering the activities of those influencers and their testimonies, don't you think Twitter might also consider adding it to its own reserve? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. While you're here, go ahead and click on one of the videos on your screen. Good luck and happy investing.